Welcome back everyone, I'm Kipper's Games, this is EVE Online, and it's time to pick another new ship and fit it out for a specific purpose. The ship we're going to be using today is a Cynabal, and the specific purpose we're going to be using it for is running combat anomalies, mostly in highsec, and the resulting escalations if we're lucky enough to get some. Well, I'll probably keep playing until I get some so I can show you. So anyway, let's find a Cynabal. This is the Cynabal. It is a pirate faction cruiser. This time it's the Angel Cartel. Looks really cool. It's got a nice unique model. That's always something we like. Keeps the art team busy. And the traits for this ship are as follows. Per level of Galenti cruiser, you get 10% bonus to medium projectile turret fall off. And per level of Minotaur cruiser, because this is a pirate ship and they do require two different races, the bonus to the Minotaur cruiser levels is 10% bonus to medium projectile turret damage. So again, at level 5, that will be 50% bonus to damage. And the roll bonus is a 25% bonus to rate of fire, so that's also damage. So we've got damage, rate of fire, and fall off. That's like the Holy Trinity. The only thing that could be better is if the fall off was tracking. And another interesting roll bonus, which is shared by all the Angel Cartel ships, has a 25% bonus to warp speed and warp acceleration. So it's really quick at warping from site to site, and that's going to be really nice for us. Fitting wise, we have 5 high power slots, 4 of which can be turrets. That's nice. That leaves us a utility high slot to put on our scan probe launcher. Lovely. There are 5 mid power slots and 5 low power slots. Now that provides us a bit of a problem. Are we going to go shield or are we going to go armour? I think I'm going to go armour because I like having all my mid slots for tracking and targeting speed and things like that when I'm doing combat anomalies. Most of the combat anomalies we'll be clearing in highsec will mostly be consisting of frigates, so I need to be able to target lock them really quickly, and I need to be able to hit them really accurately with my medium weapons. So I think we're going to go armour tank on this. So let's do that first, shall we? Let's go to modules, just collapse everything. Armour repairers. We'll go a Tech 2 armour repairer, and we'll do our old friend Reactive armour hardener. And to run those, we'll try and get a large compact kit battery on. That seems okay. Next, we'll go to scanning and get the probe launcher on. We'll just do a sisters one because I'm rich and I can afford to. And because this ship has no scanning bonuses, getting any kind of bonus you can is definitely something you want to do. So we'll be using sisters probes as well. Right, weapons wise, it looks like we've got a crap ton of power grid and CPU left. So I think we're going to go auto cannons on this ship. And we're going to go 425mm auto cannon 2. Easily fit those, still got lots of power grid left. The ship is quite forgiving. Charges, of course, we have the option of doing phase plasma, fusion, or EMP. These are your short range, high damage ones, but we'll obviously be scrolling down and using faction ammo for a straight 15% bonus. I'm going to be using this thing in Caldari space, hunting for 4 out of 10s. You can also do the same thing in Amar space. Amar space is so large it's split into 2. Half of it has Sancha as the native pirates, and their hideaways and refuges will give you a 3 out of 10 site. And the other half of it is Blood Raiders, and the Blood Raiders hideaways and refuges will give you a 4 out of 10 site. So you can easily do that down there. Just fire EMP instead of phase plasma. Right, offense 308 DPS. That's not too bad, but it's not too great. So we'll go to turrets and launchers, weapon upgrades, and we'll get a couple of Gyrostabilizers. I think we'll put 3 on at the moment. We might change that. We'll see. Because I was just kind of glancing over at the resistances. Even though we do have a reactive armor hardener, and it will eventually change to mostly kinetic if we're fighting Guristas, which I'm planning to do. Even if that goes to 60 kinetic and 0 and all the rest, it's still not going to be great. So remember, this is taking into account the 15 it's getting from that. So we've really only got 25% kinetic resist. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to remove a Gyrostab because we just don't need a lot of damage. We need to apply and we need to stay alive. So I think I'll do an Multispectrum Energized just to push things up. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then when that changes, it'll go much higher. Okay, that makes me a little bit happier. It's basically because armor repairers don't repair as much as large shield boosters do. Large shield booster, you'll get like 59.5 hit points a second repaired. And this armor hardener is only doing 40.9. So I'd rather have the resistances a bit higher to take the pressure off it a little bit. Right, we've still got 4 mid slots to play with. What do we want to do? I'm going to do at least one sensor booster and at least one tracking computer. Like propulsion wise, the thing I know about Cynabal is that they're really fast. So I think we can get away with just a afterburner. I mean, 921 meters a second on a cruiser. I mean, yes, the guns do only reach out to 25 kilometers, but as we know from previous videos, if you've watched this channel before, most combat anomalies drop you between like 5 and 30 kilometers. So if we've got 25 kilometer guns, that's fine. We can just, if we have to move, we'll move at 921 meters a second to close the range. So that's absolutely fine. Last mid slot, don't know. Cap's only at 17 minutes 24. Okay, we'll put some drones on this thing. It doesn't get any bonuses to them. It does have 50 cubic meter drone bay and 50 megabit bandwidth, so we could fit 5 medium drones. Whether or not I want to do medium drones, I'm not sure. I might do lights. Oh, now I'm conflicted. I don't know what to do. Why don't we just do mediums? They can help us with cruisers and things like that, because I'm thinking that our guns will be more than accurate enough to take out frigates. Especially since we're so fast, we can just keep at range and blap them. Yeah, they'll come in handy for dens and doing the 4 of 10. Yeah, that'll do. I'm using Caldari Navy because they've got the most shield of any drone. I mean, it's 1080, that's not bad. That's all skills based. Because once again, if we look at my character sheet augmentations, no implants, no drugs. Everything you see is skills based. So that's not bad. So we'll keep our Vespas. Okay, rigs. 587 DPS, but that's including the drones. I think I'm going to do a projectile weapon rig. Now, at the moment, if we look at the info, the rate of fire is 2 seconds, down from the base value of 5. Now, that's nice. That means we can switch targets really quickly. As soon as something dies, 2 seconds later, we'll be able to fire on the next target. Now, what do we want to do with the projectile weapon? Do we want a burst aerator to go up to add another basically 28 DPS? Or do we want a metastatus adjuster to make us more accurate? Or even a Tech 2 metastatus adjuster? Because metastatus adjuster is the tracking. There's a 20% tracking speed bonus as well as our tracking computer. That's not a bad idea. I think I'll try that. And then I'll go auxiliary nano pump 2. Maybe get a Tech 2 nano pump on this thing to push it up to 51 hit points a second. I could do a nanobot accelerator, but that increases the cycle time, which increases the cap use. So I'd rather go nano pump. We've got a tiny sliver of calibration left. How much have we got? 50. How about oh, there we go. Warp speed rig. I mean, Cynabal are really fast anyway, because the 25% roll bonus, most cruisers have a warp speed of 4 AU, so 25% on top of that is 5. And if we put a hyperspace rig on it, that's another 20 on top of that. So 4 plus 25% is 5, and then 5 plus 20% is 6. So this thing warps around at 6 AU. That's faster than frigates. And when we turn the afterburner off, it aligns really quickly as well. 4-second align time and 6 AU a second in warp. That will let us get from site to site and from system to system much faster, and therefore speed up our run times quite a bit. I like that. What do we want to do? The cap's at 17 minutes. I mean, that's not bad. How long do we think sites take? But we do have to remember that every time you warp, it does cost you cap as well. Do we think a 4 out of 10 is going to take 17 minutes to run with everything on the fit running? I don't think it is. So I think I'm going to double up on the sensor boosters. 10 minutes 30 cap life. Is that enough? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, tell you what, why don't we try doing enduring stuff in the mid slots, like 2 enduring sensor boosters, which both in charges will get scan resolution script for really fast targeting. And then we'll do an enduring tracking computer. The cap's at 31 minutes 48. I mean, that's pretty much cap stable, isn't it, ladies and gents? Right, do we want to script the tracking computer? If we put a tracking speed script, this will be really good at killing frigates, but the fall-off range goes down to 22. Is that an issue when we move at 921 meters a second? Probably not. Optimal range script, if it will go in, we'll put our fall-off range to 27. Do we need that? Not sure. Will we just leave this empty and have a little bit of bonus to both, like 12% fall off, 6% optimal range? Where's tracking? 12? Or do we go tracking? I'll probably go tracking. We can use our afterburner to move. 31 minutes 48, that's pretty much cap stable, because most of the time when we're running anomalies, we won't have the afterburner on anyway. That's not bad. 587 DPS. The turrets are really accurate because we're going to be killing the frigates ourselves and leaving cruisers and destroyers and stuff to the Vespas. Let's mouse over the offense. The drones are only adding 135 DPS. The turrets are 452. That's more than enough DPS for highsec work. Okay, I think that's how we're going to go. I'm going to go and buy this, and then we'll see how many anomalies we can find. Alright, we made it. This is where we're going to be doing our farming. And as we see, there's 2 refuges here and a cosmic signature, so let's go.
Warp drive active.
Looks like the cosmic signature is way up here, which means I can probably do the 4AU trick, because all sites spawn within 4AU of a planet. So if you put your probes on 4AU and put them on top of a planet, then we should get a decent result here. Let's just get rid of these white glaze belts. Turn everything on the ship. Okay, no one here, that's good. It's a wormhole. Right. I'm going to just put 1 gun on each of these guys and see how well we track. Pretty well, actually. As I knew we would. It's just, what do we want to put the keep it range at? 15 kilometers. Let's do that. Right click this, set this, 15,000, go. And the drones have split their fire, because of course they have, because focus fire has never worked properly. Here's someone else in a Gila trying to run the same site. He'll probably leave when he sees that I'm just annihilating everything. Because I will be able to target or can kill things much faster than he can. That's the theory, at least. Yep, he gone. So he'll be off to do the other refuge, so we'll just move system. Ain't no point racing anyone. I think this ship seems to be working just fine. Let's bring the drones back. I mean, it's tracking the destroyers, absolutely no trouble at all. I did make sure to buy lots of ammo, because this is a very fast firing ship. You know, 2 seconds cycle time.
Warp drive active.
Right, so first site gone. Easy peasy, as we knew it would be. No commander, no escalation. Well, we'll keep trying, we'll keep pushing on. As I said, we're just going to leave this place because there's 41 people here. There's lots of low standings people, which means gankers. They'll be trying to kill people in the ice belts. Okay, refuge den drone cluster.
Warp drive active.
Right click the drone cluster, remove it from the board so we don't accidentally go to it. Alright. Why are these two invaders 17k off? That makes me think that someone else has been here before and left. Right, keep these guys at range, give ourselves a little squirt of... I was going to say micro warp drive, but not, afterburner. Put 2 guns on each. I mean, we're tracking frigates just fine with our medium autocannons. Yeah, we're just... I'm not going to move anymore, I'm just going to turn the afterburner off. Okay, the drones have now decided to kill a destroyer, that's fine. Low shield warning, do not care, I'm an armor tank. It's not even low shield, it's mid shield. That guy's dead, let's do one of this. Here we go. 2 guns on each frigate. Hey, there we go. There's an escalation. We'll check where that is later. On to the den.
Warp drive active.
Escalation is in low sec. Right, we're not running that. Not worth the risk, not for a 4 out of 10. So we'll just go and roll another one. Right, the light missile battery. And someone has been here because there's some yellow wrecks. Let's target lock everything, get the drones to kill that. We seem to be tracking everything just fine. NPC are trying to jam us. That's not a huge issue. All jamming does now is make you lose target lock on everything but the thing that's jamming you. And then you just kill the jammer, then re-establish the lock, and because you've got 2 sensor boosters, that takes about half a second. No, I didn't want to shoot at the turret, I want to shoot at the ships. I'm going to move a little bit closer to them, I'm a little bit far away. I'm kind of fighting right on the edge of my fall off. Not that it seems to be a massive problem for my accuracy. Okay, now we're going to have to help the drones kill the gun towers and hope that more things spawn. Here's someone else in a Corax warping in. There's more NPCs. Hopefully this Corax will disappear when he sees how fast I'm killing everything. He'd be like, nope, can't compete with this guy. Go away, little Corax. Go on, off you pop. Maybe he was the guy that was here before and he's come back to finish his site. In that case, I'll just abandon all the wrecks just in case he tries to suspect bait me. And he may be distracted and just go for the loot. Right, that's that done. That did not take long, but that was the easy version of dens. That's everything scooped back, everything abandoned. Leave the loot for that dude, reload the guns, and away we go.
Warp drive active.
A hideaway and a cosmic signature. Let's scan the SIG as we warp into the hideaway, turn on all the things. Oh, it's probably a data site. Right, how far are we on this? 16k, that's fine. Don't even need to put the drones out for this one. Well, we're pretty much one-shotting everything. And it's only taken us like 2 seconds to get a lock. It's a wormhole. Right, oh, that's hideaways. They don't last very long.
Warp drive active.
I'll keep doing this. If we get a commander and when I get an escalation, because I'm going to keep playing, I'll just fly around in Kandari space until we get a 4 to 10 in highsec. Then we'll run through that and I'll bring you back when any of that stuff happens. Well, two things happened. We got another escalation, but this time it's a nullsec, so that's a hard no. We'll not be running a 4 out of 10 in nullsec. But we did also find in this system a haunted yard, which is a drone site, which again has a 100% chance to spawn a commander. Let's just pull some range on this thing because we're a little bit too close. Give a little squirt of afterburner. This is the very next system over from when I last spoke to you, so we're progressing quite quickly. The drones have split the fire because of course they have, because focus fire has never worked correctly. This little thing here which says, should drones focus their efforts on a single enemy? I've ticked that, so they should be all focusing their fire. Clues in the name, but it's never worked correctly. In all the years I've been playing EVE Online, of which there have been many. Yeah, we're just completely annihilating these sites in a matter of seconds. It's just ridiculous. Nothing's even shooting at the drones. Nothing even gets a chance to. I mean, everything's just melting. Bring the drones back. There we go. Right, let's go and do a haunted yard. A couple of interesting things about this. Once the drones come back, let's go.
Warp drive active.
First interesting thing, as I said, there is a 100% chance of a sentient drone to spawn in it. It's only a frigate, so don't get overly excited. But as I said, any size of sentient drone commander can drop any of the sentient goodies, including a sentient damage control, which is worth about 350 million ISK.
Warp drive active.
This is an unrated site, which was why we got no pop-up. Another interesting thing is that these strain infester albies are in this site. They warp, jam and web, but there's a random number of them. This time it's only spawned one. Sometimes it spawns like 4 or 5, and that can get a little bit annoying, but not a huge issue. Another interesting thing about this site is these leaking casks here. I'm hightailing it towards those as fast as I can, because when you approach within a few thousand meters of these, the site despawns from the scanner, which means if anyone else is scanning in this system, even though you're in the site and the site is very much still active, they will not be able to find it anymore. And there's another interesting thing about these leaking casks, and I'll show you when we get there. Well, there's another thing that can happen. As soon as you get close to the casks, you can spawn an escalation, which is what we've got. Well, this is an expedition. The thing I was going to tell you about is this scratched and dented keycard. Now, for some stupid reason, there's 4 cans, each of which have this keycard. And this keycard lets you through a gate in the Guristas 1 out of 10 DED site. Why does a drone unrated site have keys for a 1 out of 10 Guristas site? Don't know, but it does. There we are. As I said, the site, even though we're still in it, has now despawned because I touched the cans. And we have an expedition. Now, escalations are a single DED site, which will be the 4 of 10 that you saw before in the Gila video if you watched that. If you didn't, go back and watch it now. But expeditions are a chain of between 1 and 4 sites. So this is the expedition. It's in Otio, which we can probably get to. Yep, not too far away. And when we go there, there is a chance, only a chance for a sentient drone to spawn at that expedition site. And there is also a chance for it to carry on to another site. And if you get all the way through, you get to 4 sites. There's usually 4 sites in a chain of expeditions. There's a lot of travelling, but then we are in a Cynabal, and we know that Cynabals are really fast at warping, so it's not a huge pain in the ass. There's a sentient. Let's just go for him. Approach him. Open fire, get the drones on him. What's he got? Absolute garbage. Right, let's leave. I'm not going to kill these other 4 guys. I'm not going to drop anything.
Active.
And I really do not need the 8,000 bounty that they provide. Okay, we have an expedition to go on. Roll the dice. Maybe we'll get some nice sentient goodies. Or maybe not. But expeditions can just fail. Sometimes when they fail, you get a pop-up message like, oh dear, you've lost a signal. And then at other times, they just end. And you don't get that at all. And sometimes when you go to the sites, there's no sentient, so the expeditions are a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. Nothing in this system at all, that's terrible.
Warp drive.
As I said, I'll keep going until I do get a 4 of 10, then we'll run it, and then we'll go on that expedition. Couple of systems over, on the way to doing the escalation that we already have, the expedition I should say. I did find a combat site, which is a Guristas watch. Now, I don't usually run watches, because they take ages, there's no guaranteed loot, there's no guaranteed commander. They can give you an expedition, but I can't be bothered. It's just, they just take too long for not enough reward, so off that goes, and on I go to the next system. Right, we've made it to the place where the first stage of hopefully our 4-stage expedition is. There's lots of combat sites in the system. They've all got really weird names like Bai Tarziki, Goru's Shuttle, Mikhail's Hideout, Sheriff Togami, the Duke. That's because we are in Okolin, and Okolin is a constellation which is Cosmos. That's why there are agents in space in starships. All of these are Cosmos sites. They've got nothing for us, so we're just not going to do them. We did find another Gurista hideout, which is annoying because we don't have a frigate. Anyway, we're here to do this.
Warp drive active.
We're definitely not here to do that. Right, Pulverize the Pioneers. This is drones. We're firing a mixture of thermal and kinetic, which is fine. We would do slightly more damage to them if we had EMP, but it's only frigates we're going to be fighting, so who really cares? There we go. There's a sentient. Let's attack him. Lock him up nice and quick. Turn the afterburner on. What did he drop? What does this say? Confused your instruments to the point where you get no further information on the ships you were seeking. Right, that's the end of that escalation. Expedition failed at the first step, but we did at least get a commander. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to have to find a new hunting ground. We can untrack that now because it's failed, and that's the end of that expedition. That was terrible. Well, this is interesting. There is a Guristas scout outpost out in the wild as a scannable site. Let's do this.
Warp drive.
This is the 4 out of 10. You've seen it before on this channel a few times. Probably in the most recent video we did with the healer where we did it twice. Now this is a public site, remember, so there's probably at least one of the other 12 people in this system in this site. So we shall see who's here and whether or not we can beat them to the loot. Could of course check if anyone's here with my directional scanner. Yeah, it seems to be a Tech 1 caracal and a scanner probe. None of which are actually in the site. Okay. Let's do this thing. Right, I'm going to take care of all the frigates. Wait until the cruisers aggress and then send the drones out on the cruisers. There we go. I do have to be a little bit careful because I do not have as strong a tank as I did in the healer. And I do have to remember about tracking. I'm just going to go straight up just to pull a little bit of range away from these guys, just to improve my own tracking. There we go, that's a bit better. Now I can actually hit them. Or not, as the case may be. There we go, that's more like it. Right, where's the scout leader? Let's go for him. So if nothing else, we'll get the Overseer's personal effects out of him. Okay, looks like the drones are taking fire, but only from frigates, looks like. There we go. I'll take care of the next cruiser. Let's approach the scout commander. Now we know that we saw some scan probes on D-scan, so someone else is here scanning for this site. Well, tank seems to be holding up. Drone's tank seems to be holding up. It's all good. It's all good. Right, let's start clearing frigates again. And heading towards the gate, because that's where we need to be. I'm probably just going to have to be a little bit brave in room 2 and go straight for the telescope. Not something I want to do, but it's probably what I'm going to do. Well, we may have 5 medium drones, but they are unbonused, so they're taking forever to kill things. Which is a little bit annoying. But I'm sure we'll be fine, we'll get there in the end. Right, everything seems to be trying to pull range on me, which is a little bit annoying. It's good, we got that frigate in a 1. Change D-scan. No, the scanner probes have disappeared and there's no ships on D-scan. That's weird. We definitely saw scanner probes and a caracal on scan. Why they're not coming in here, I do not know, but you know, I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's just double click somewhere towards the gate, bring the drones back. Right, plans for this room. Reload the guns first. We are just going to go straight for the telescope, and we're going to put the drones out and let them run interference from us. We do have 5 drones, and they do each have 1080 shield hit points. So if everything like starts aggressing them, we'll bring them back one at a time. Whichever one gets aggressed, we'll just bring back. And meanwhile, I'll be at the telescope, blowing the crap out of it.
Active.
Because this is a public site. This is not an escalation. Right, we'll just double click somewhere close to the telescope. Maybe try and pick off a few frigates on approach. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually approach the telescope, please, stupid ship. I did change the skin because the camo skin looks crap. This is the red versus blue skin, I believe. Show info on ship. What's the personalization? Yeah, red force. Probably close enough to start shooting at these guys now. Or not, as the case may be. There we go. I'm not trying to aggress the room, I just want to get some DPS and some frigates off the field, so when I do put the drones out, they're not going to be in terrible danger. Right, drones out. Kill telescope. Guns, stop shooting at that frigate. Everything needs to kill telescope. I don't really want to stop moving, but I'll keep an eye on the tank. Telescope's going down nice and fast, that's what we like to see. The drones are taking a little bit of aggro, one of them is. This is a nice change I like, they've actually given us individual buttons for all the drones. Got to keep an eye on the drones tank and my own tank. My own tank seems fine. What is our kinetic resist? 78. Yeah, that's probably why we're fine. This drone's getting a little bit too beaten up, so we'll just return that one drone. That means all the aggro will switch to a different drone, which is fine. We've lost a little bit of DPS, but the telescope's nearly dead. Bring all the drones back. Double click. Get into the can. And we got 23.4 million. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Drive active.
Right, so we know that the Cynabal can handle the 4 of 10. That's great. I'll keep going, and if anything else cool happens, and obviously I'll bring you back, and if not, I'll see you in station where we'll be ending the video. Well, that's nice. We got a commander and an escalation. So we'll see where that is, and let's have a look what this commander's dropped. As I continue to scan the next thing and hope that this guy in the Corax buggers off. We got some light missiles worth not very much. Let's just abandon everything. This guy can have it. And I'll go to the refuge.
Warp drive active.
Well, first commander of the run, and we got another escalation, which is in low sec. Of course it is. God damn it. Right, as you can probably tell, because I'm back in station, nothing happened. That was quite a good run. We did get 3 escalations and an expedition. Unfortunately, one of the escalations is an Abazon, which is one of the most dangerous systems in the game, because that's like on the direct path between Jita and Amar, and it's the first low-sec system along the route, and it's heavily camped at all times. Akora is just another basic low-sec system, but again, it is the first system that borders highsec, so there's probably going to be a get camp there as well. And the third one, for some reason, is a million miles away, all the way out in nullsec. So we did get 3 escalations. We didn't run any of them because they're in stupid places, but we did find a Guristas scout outpost via scanning. We ran it. It was no trouble at all. We got 22.2 million, even though we were taking a little bit too much risk. Because it was a public scan site, I wanted to race the clock and do it as fast as humanly possible, maybe not making the best decisions. But we face tanked the entire second room using a mixture of our own tank and our lovely medium Vespa tank, and we completed the site. We got an expedition. It only lasted 1 stage, and we didn't get anything from it, but the Cynabal absolutely rules for this kind of work. It's faster than frigates, it warps at 6 AU, it aligns in 4 seconds. We made it really accurate with nice autocannons. It was one-shotting frigates, left, right and centre. It took a little while to grind down cruisers, but again, not a problem. This thing is absolutely superb. So come back next time and we'll probably do something like an Orthrus, another classic combat anomaly running cruiser. So until then, do look after yourself, and I'll talk to you again very soon.